everyone, Miss Carrie here from Miss Carrie's Creations. This week I've joined the 12 Days of Christmas Memories YouTube Inspiration Hop. Today is day 6 and our scrapbook layout theme is silver and gold. I've pulled out a few papers in patterns of gray and I'll be documenting a holiday memory of my son walking with his younger cousin. As you can see here, there are no glitters or metallics. I'm not a huge fan of glitters or metallics, so I'm going to put this layout together with a non-traditional spin. I've already gone ahead and cut down this deer pattern, and I'm going to be placing it on a piece of birch bark paper. I'm going to trim down my photo a little bit before I back it with some black cardstock and a black polka dot pattern. I chose these patterns today to represent the two people in the photo. My niece is wearing a cute striped holiday outfit, so I'll be adding some polka dots and stripes to my page. To add a more masculine feel, I'm adding some deer images, bits of plaid, and a few distressed items. So now that I've trimmed down my pieces, I want to add a border along the edge of that deer pattern. So I've trimmed down a 1/2-inch striped product strip and I'll be gluing it down onto the page. All right, now I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to add a little bit of stitching onto this page and I'm going to gather a few more items for this layout. Along the edges of the deer pattern, I added some black stitching to create a framed area for my photo. The photo is going to be placed on the left side of the page. Most of us read from left to right, so I'm going to mimic that flow by placing my photo here so that it's the first thing you see. I'm also going to be adding some tags to the page. I've used some dies in my collection to cut these from pocket cards and patterned papers. I also have a little heart tag here that was cut from a row of tags on a piece of pattern paper that I have in my collection. Now let me go ahead and trim this up real quick before I start figuring out its placement on the page. I want to layer these tags above the photo and on the left side. You're going to see me fuss a little bit here with the layers until I figure out exactly how I want them staggered on the page. Now, I debated adding some inking on the edges, but the other papers I chose are very clean and unmarred, so I don't feel like the inked edges would go very well with the other elements. Now that I've figured out the placement for the tags, I'm going to adhere everything down onto the page. I'm going to pop up that photo with a little foam tape so that I can still tuck some items behind it, and then I'll add those paper tags. Tags are a fun way to add various patterns to your pages. Here I'm using them as a photo frame, but you can also use them for a banner or for journaling or put them in a pocket. I have quite a few scrapbook layouts here on my channel that use tags, so go ahead and check them out and maybe you'll be inspired to use a few tags in your collection. All right, I'm going to start adding a few elements to decorate this page. I'm starting with some vellum leaves that I'm going to tuck behind that horizontal tag, and I'm going to put a set of leaves tucked up in the upper right-hand corner with that cluster of tags. These are going to help soften some of those harsher lines on the layout and add another black element to the page. I'm going to go ahead and glue these in place underneath the photo so that the adhesive doesn't show. So right now I have a lot of vertical elements on this layout with the photo and most of the tags. I decided to add a few border stickers from my craft stash to ground that photo a bit and give me another horizontal line. I'm working really hard at using up some of the items in my collection this month, and this layout is going to be filled with quite a few random bits and pieces. Now you might have noticed that I changed my mind on the border. I felt like that solid line needed to go to the top and the chevron needed to go to the left, so I just flipped it. All right, I'm going to go off camera and gather a few more items for this layout, and then I'll come back and start putting it all together. So I rummaged through my collections and found a few items to match the theme of this page. I found a goldish colored sticker title that I'm going to add to the top. Now you might have noticed that they are now sitting on top of a piece of Post-it tape. I wanted these sticker letters spaced exactly how they were spaced on the backing sheet. So at first I tried to fold down the backing sheet, but they weren't really secure on there and they just kept sliding. So I tried to secure them in place with a large piece of Post-it tape. When I tried to use that Post-it tape to lift them off the backing, the slick surface of those stickers didn't stick well to the Post-it tape, but you're probably seeing here that it does continue to stick to my sweater. So I just ended up grabbing my tweezers and I stuck all these letters in place by hand. Now, the Post-it tape did come in handy to help me keep everything straight. I just placed a small strip lined up with the top of the photo, and then once everything was down, all I had to do was remove it without any damage to my page. Now, many of you know that I love to add textural elements on my project, so on this page, I decided to do that with some twine on the larger tag. Now, later on off camera, I will add some more twine to some of the other tags, but right now I feel like this is a great way to finish off that area and it leads your eye off the page. So I took a look at this layout and I have a little pop of red in the lower corner and I felt like I needed a little bit more to fit the holiday theme. So I grabbed a sheet from Echo Park and cut out a little deer tag. Now, originally I thought I would use the whole tag, but I ended up just using the top of it instead. Now, remember how I said that I'm going to be using a non-traditional twist on the silver and gold theme. You're going to see that I don't have your typical silver and gold embellishments here. I did find a few silver pine cones and some gold polka dot items, but I'm not a huge fan of glitter or metal, so I decided to use grays for the silvers and tan shades for the gold instead. Now, if you've heard the song Silver and Gold, the one sung by Burl Ives in the Rudolph movie, and I think U2 sang it too, there's a couple of different versions out there. Anyway, it references to the gifts that the wise men brought for Jesus. These were simple, everyday gifts that had meaning. And when I thought about that, it made me think about the simple things that we are blessed with at Christmas time. This photo is one of those blessings, and it brings back such great memories of my son and my niece strolling together after a holiday meal. It's those little silver and gold moments that mean so much to me at Christmas. All right, so I've added a variety of elements on this page from quite a few collections that you might recognize. Most of the items are neutral tones with little pops of red here and there. The last step is to add my journaling on this sticker. So I'm going to go type that up and then I'll come back and finish the page. Off camera, I added some more twine to a few of the tags and added a few black dots to frame some of the elements. You can see here that I printed directly onto that tag using my printer. I'm not a fan of my handwriting, so I usually type up my journaling this way. I just need to add this sticker to the page, and now it's complete. I'm going to go ahead and show you a few close-ups of the design so that you can see them in more detail. I do want to thank you for joining me today for day 6 of the 12 Days of Christmas Memories YouTube Inspiration Hop. I'm so glad that I took the time to record these silver and gold moments of our family. If you wish to see more Christmas Memories layouts, I have put a link to all the other creators participating in this hop in the description below. I hope that today's project inspired you to record a few of your own precious Christmas memories. If you would like to see more scrapbook layouts I have made, you can click on that collection icon above. While you're at it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.